Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Therapy Talk. This is Tammy, one of your favorite therapists. I wanted to kind of give you a pre-explanation of what you're going to see in today's video. So, Mom has been planning on dying by April 2nd of 2022. The reason for that is she believed at one point that she was going to be alive on this earth for 10 years after my dad's death, and this would be the end of the 10th year. So lately she has been trying really hard to get to heaven. I'm not saying that as a suicidal thing, and I don't want to say it lightly. So knowing that you might be triggered by this conversation, if that's happening to you, I want you to stop and do some self-care or talk to somebody. What I am talking about is she is just planning for that next phase of life, that next chapter for her. She is constantly asking every single person who comes into the house what they would like of her things. She wants to give things away, and everybody's like, no, Mom, I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to do this right now. And she's been getting increasingly upset because she feels like if she doesn't have these things settled, then she's not going to be taken anytime soon. Now, my mom is depressed, yes, but this is not a suicidal ideation type thing. This is her just getting her affairs in order. Now, she has a will, and she has the paperwork for power of attorney and medical power of attorney and all of those things. And so she has all of those things already set up, and this is just the next thing that she believes that she needs to do. Now, a while ago, there was a video on Mom playing guitar and how I wrote in there that she has been wanting to practice to play guitar to get to heaven sooner as well. So that's part of her thing. Her thing is two parts. One, she believes in if she gets her things ready and assigned to a appropriate or right person, that's going to help her get to heaven sooner. And if she practices and plays the guitar, that's going to help her to get to heaven sooner. This doesn't make sense to you and me, but it does to her. And most of us have been kind of bucking her thought process on it, and now we're just to the point where we're like, okay mom, and now we're giving in. So this video is about my mom talking about who she wants things to specifically go to. She's going to talk about a drawing, and she's going to talk about just wanting to be in heaven. So let's see where this goes.
Okay, so you were talking about what you want to do with your things when you die, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the first thing that you want us to know?
Help me decide.
Help you decide what? We were talking about the wedding ring earlier, right? What do you want us to do to decide who gets your wedding ring?
Oh, I'm not going to say. Because I don't care which one we do.
But your idea was what?
I didn't know what to do because I wanted to be fair because Dad did the same thing.
Okay,
I stopped it right there to give you more backstory. So before Dad died, he gave away his wedding ring. My dad was very, very sick. He struggled with cancer for so many years, you guys. It was awful, but we did get a lot of extended time with him. I do remember, and I'm trying not to go on a tangent, but it is related, so hopefully you can stick with me. But Dad had cancer for several years, and I would go and visit him. All of us would go and visit him, and we would be like, oh my gosh, my dad's this is the last time we're going to see him alive. And then he would get better. And it was like definitely a roller coaster up and down for so many years. It was purely exhausting to watch my dad go through it, watch my mom go through it. And as us kids, it was really hard too, because we would get the mindset that, okay, dad's going, and then the next day he would be out mowing and fishing and just doing his normal things. But dad knew his day was numbered and that he was going. And his death story is actually a very beautiful story that I'm going to save for another time. Not ready to talk about that right now. But my dad gave away some things, but not to the extent of what my mom is planning for. My dad gave away his wedding ring, and he had his logic. Now, to my mom, she is wanting to do exactly what my dad did. My mom has a hard time thinking on her own. She has a hard time, well, maybe that's not true, not really thinking on her own, but being her own person. She is such a people pleaser, and she really wants to do exactly what my dad did. Growing up, it was really, really weird because that's a whole nother story too. She just really honored my dad's thoughts and opinions and made it hers most of the time. So when my dad gave away his wedding ring, she cannot stop talking about giving away her wedding ring, but she wants to know the reason why dad did what he did so she can do the exact same thing.
Well, just a minute ago, you said that you wanted to draw names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Is that's what you want? Is to put everybody's names in, and then draw a name to see who gets your wedding ring?
Okay.
That's what you said earlier? But I'm just saying, is that what you want to do?
Yes. I think that'd be a good idea.
Okay, kind of like back in the day when we did Christmas drawings to find out who you bought a gift for, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's best if we do some of these things before. And then like the furniture and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have you and Rob on that couch.
Funny story about that is my husband and I were sitting with her one night, and he's like, oh, this is a really nice, comfortable couch. And she's working through her list. Nobody had spoken up yet for the couch. And she's like, oh, Rob, you can have it. This couch is yours.
That's going to go to you. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to do with the pictures, there's quite a few of them. Mm-hmm. And I did start putting each one of them in a folder. But I kind of lost track and didn't get the rest of them done.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the pictures, what we can do is, just like the pictures when you got them, everybody made prints of it, and because you lost everything in the house fire. So we went to a photo place and we made copies of pictures. So if anything, we can just make copies for everybody, so everybody can have some.
Okay. And some of the old ones that was handed down to me, I don't know what to do about that part either, because your grandma, not my grandma, my mom, had some pictures, and they handed them down to me too in a folder. And then I imagine the rest of them went to Mitch, my guess, because they had the trailer on their property.
Maybe, yeah.
Because you don't want anybody to be fussing about some things like that.
I think it'll be okay.
And
You're thinking about this a lot, aren't you?
Because you know what? I said, oh, well, I'll probably be here another 10 years. This is the 10th or the 9th?
It's the 10th. You mean, you always said that you wanted to be, that you thought you'd be called to heaven within 10 years of Dad dying, right? Yeah. So you're right.
I even did something strange in a way, too, for maybe for you kids. I had them take him out of that chair and put him in a bed before they come and got him and took him.
Yeah, I remember that.
That could seem kind of strange, too, probably, in a way, but it looked better than him sitting all crumbled up in that big
Made him look
chair.
more comfortable laying down.
And that dog, he was right beside him. He probably tried to get up on his lap. I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Yeah, maybe.
He just decided, well, this is good enough, and he sat back down there by the chair.
Guess I'm not gonna get away with not talking about that. So, like I said, my dad kind of knew he was dying, and the day he died, I'm not sure if it was the day he died or there was probably some arrangements that he made with one of my siblings. He asked one of my siblings to make sure after he died to lay him down flat and not to leave him in a chair, and he had his scientific reasons for that, and I'm not going to get into that. Again, some of this stuff can be very disturbing to some people, so please take care of yourself and stop this video if you're getting triggered. So Mom is talking about when Dad died. He was sitting in his chair, and he had Mom sitting on one side of him and two of my other siblings there, and I was on my way. I missed Dad's death, I don't know, probably by maybe less than 5 minutes. This is why I didn't want to talk about it. It's hard enough thinking about my mom's death and her talking about that all the time, and now I am talking about what it was like when my dad died, and I just don't want to talk about that right now.
Because he knew. Grizz did know, I think.
They say dogs do.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs have a sense of knowing when you're sick, and they just have a sense of knowing that stuff. I don't know how, but that's what people say. Just think when you get to heaven, you get to see Daddy and Grizz.
Heaven's a question mark, I don't know.
I would say anything that has a question mark, then put drawing down. TV. Maybe put the word drawing.
Okay. I don't know. Want me to put a question mark in there?
TV stand.
That goes with the keyboard.
Oh, TV.
Oh, no.
TV stand. We can put that one with the TV. We can make a line for that. You think they should go together? The TV and the stand?
Well, it does have a stand for it. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this project went on for a while, of course. And you guys, I would be lying if I told you that the days leading up to that day that she had anticipated that she was going to die was very, very difficult. I had a hard time going to work. I had a hard time focusing. I had a hard time leaving her home alone. She goes to sleep very easily because of a childhood thing that happened to her. And when she's sleeping, I walk over to her and I like nudge her or gently just like touch her knee or her shoulder or top of her head. Because I am constantly on alert that I'm going to find her gone. I figured the chances of that happening is going to be probably really, really high since she's living with me. And there's probably not a night that goes by when I go to sleep at night, or a day that when I wake up, or numerous times a night when I wake up to go to the bathroom or I'm just tossing and turning, that I do not think about what is going to happen, how am I going to react if I find her gone. What am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? I would get myself in panic and I would get anxious about it because I was worrying about something about the future. Now, the therapist in me tells me you know what, you can't control that, so why worry about it? But I am here to tell you that it doesn't matter how much you know about anxiety or panic, you're going to do it at times. And I have to admit that I did that at times. I was very fearful that I was going to walk in and it was going to be her day. Now, the quick part of that is it didn't happen. The next couple days after that date was really rough. She was more depressed than she ever had been before. It was hard to talk to her about much of anything because all she wanted to do was talk about how she didn't know why she wasn't taken yet. And we all had to be like, Mom, it wasn't your time then. But she was so convinced it was her time. So she went through this grieving process of, I wanted to be gone. So I would catch her. This is so sad. I would catch her kissing Dad's picture. I would catch her in her room in the complete dark with her hands in her head. She was very, very depressed during this time. I had a hard time managing my own emotions because any given moment she was either asking me why she's still alive, or she was asking me what she can do to help the process to get moved along. And like I said before, this isn't a suicidal thing. It's just she's just ready for that part of her life. She wants to be in heaven. She is a very strong Christian. She's very faith-based. She reads her Bible all the time. Or she tries to. I know now she finds it very difficult. But those weeks were very, very difficult. As a matter of fact, I waited so long to even edit this video because I was afraid of what was going to happen. I was afraid that she was going to will herself to die, and I just wasn't ready for that. A lot of things with this, I am just not ready for it. I present a happy face. I talk to Mom as if, hey, matter of factly, because that's what she needs. Because I've tried it the other way where I haven't tried it. It's just automatic. Automatically, I would react very, very sad and be like, Mom, don't talk about that. But me telling her not to talk about it was just worse off for her. I can't even explain what she went through or what her mind process is. And again, it changes all the time. This disease is awful. Her mind and her thought process and her moods change constantly. One minute you think you're getting a different version of her, and the next minute you're getting 100% opposite of what you thought you were going to get. Now, you guys have been fortunate to have me only record her good moments. I haven't filmed her yet being off because I'm in crisis mode of trying to help her get through it, and I don't feel like it's right for me to videotape her when she's going through an episode. So trust me, they are there. Maybe I'll get to the point where I'm comfortable videoing that, but at this point in my life right now as it stands, I am not comfortable recording her when she is at her worst. I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me, so I'm not going to do that to her no matter who or what it's for, but just trust me, they are there. Anyway, so that's the end of this Dementia Diary. At this point, my mom's doing fine. She's doing great. And she has worked through that date and then some, and she is on the other side of that. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Thanks for just putting up with me. Whew. We got through that one, and now we'll just see what's up ahead. Thanks, guys. Bye.